consecutively. Let me have a formal introduction of revered Maharaj. Yes. I have a loud voice. I'll continue. Yes. Let's welcome Maharaj with a round of applause. Yes, a standing ovation. Yes. Swami Sarvapriyananda ji is a monk of the Ramakrishna order. He received his spiritual initiation, Mantra Diksha, from Srimad Swami Bhuteshananda ji Maharaj. He joined the order in 1994 at Ramakrishna Mission Vidyapit, Deoghar. There, he served as a vice principal of the school and later became the principal of Ramakrishna Mission Session-1 or the Teachers Training College at Ramakrishna Mission Saradapit, Belur Math in 2004. Swami Sarvapriyananda ji received his final monastic vows or sannyasa diksha from Srimad Swami Ranganathananda ji Maharaj. He has served the Ramakrishna order in various capacities, including being Acharya or resident teacher at the Monastic Probationers Training Center in Belur Math. He was also the registrar of Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Educational Research Institute, RKMVRI, popularly known as Vivekananda University. Swami Sarvapriyananda ji served as Assistant Minister of the Vedanta Society of Southern California, Hollywood in 2015 and was later appointed as the head of the Vedanta Society of New York, which was founded by Swami Vivekananda himself. He has been serving there since 2017. A renowned scholar of Advaita Vedanta, Swami Sarvapriyananda ji is a sought-after speaker at symposia and events in India and abroad. He frequently engages in discussions with prominent philosophers and scholars worldwide, particularly focusing on the Upanishadic teachings of self and consciousness. On behalf of the ashrama and on behalf of all of you, we very heartily welcome revered Swami Sarvapriyananda ji Maharaj. And introducing the participants, we have participants from almost all over India and from some countries abroad also. And a request to all of you, you have registered for the spiritual retreat, but your mobile phones have not registered. So please keep it silent or just keep it, yes, whatever, so that it doesn't disturb the talk as it goes through. We welcome all of you in 3 days consecutive discussions with question and answer session on Aparokshanubhuti by revered Swami Sarvapriyananda ji Maharaj.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'll make it a little. Is this, it isn't loud enough? Can you hear me now? You want a little more? A little more. All right, a little more. How about now? Now is better, right? Right? It's good now. Okay, this is much better. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness unto light, lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Good morning and namaste, everybody. Revered Swami Dhruveshananda ji Maharaj, revered Swami Raghavendranand ji Maharaj, other revered monks and brahmacharis, and dear friends, some known faces from all over the world, actually. and some new faces. So welcome to this retreat. And as he said, during the talks, pay attention to the talks. It's for our moksha, not for the moksha of the mobile phones. So, Aparokshanubhuti. Advaita Vedanta, we all know, is this grand philosophy based on the Upanishads. Central figure Adi Shankaracharya, whose Jayanti was celebrated just recently. He wrote the commentaries, his famous commentaries, the Bhashyas on the Upanishads, on the Bhagavad Gita, and on the Brahma Sutras. So that forms the foundation, let's say, the textual foundation for Advaita Vedanta. But he also composed a number of independent works, Prakarana Granthas. Those are introductory texts. Among them is this book, Aparokshanubhuti. And we shall take this up for discussion. Now, even this also, of course, within the next few classes, we cannot finish because it's still too big for a few classes only, and we will not rush. What we will do is, over this class today and the next 2 days, 3 days all in all, we will try to get a taste of this book, and the aim is to create an understanding of the essential message and kind of interest, a taste, an excitement about the text. So that's the goal. If you want to listen to the whole course, word by word, verse by verse, that's also available. I think 40 to 42 classes are available online. But here it will be different. We are in a special place. And this is Deva Bhumi, the land of the gods, the holy land. Vivekananda himself said, when he came here to Almora, he was very keen on having centers in the Himalayas. So Almora was the first attempt, and then, of course, Mayavati, and now later on Shamlatal. But Vivekananda's initiative, Almora was Swami Vivekananda's initiative. Mayavati, of course, was Swami Vivekananda's initiative. And of course, Swami Turiyananda, Swami Shivananda, they were instrumental in setting up, especially Swami Turiyanandaji, in setting up this ashram. But this place has a special atmosphere. This place in the sense of the Himalayas. Swami Vivekananda said in a talk here in Mayavati, in Almora itself, he said that the Himalayas are tied up with the highest, greatest memories of our race. You know, the finest achievements, the highest spiritual achievements of our civilization, the Himalayas are inextricably tied up with that. This is a good place for studying Aparokshanubhuti. You can study it anywhere. You can study it in the plains of India, you can study it in America, wherever. But this is a good place. Why I'm telling you is, not far from here in Gangotri, one day I used to spend a lot of time studying. And the monks observed me, you know. So one of the monks said, I got quite a name for myself as the person who keeps on reading books. One of our Ramakrishna order monks, he came to look for me in Gangotri, Jogiraj Maharaj. And he searched for me, and in the market, there's a little market near the temple. There somebody said, oh, wo Mahatma jo bahut padhta hai na? And that sadhu who reads a lot, said, हाँ, that must be Sarvapriyananda. Oh, wahan rehta hai. And then, so one of the monks told me, महात्मा जी दिन में पढ़िए रात में साधन कीजिए नहीं तो आँख खराब हो जाएगी. You study in the morning, in daytime, when there is sunlight, because there was no electricity in those days. So at night, I used to light 5 candles and put the book in between the candles and to read all through the night. I was studying Mandukya Karika there. Then finally they realized that I will not listen, so they got a lantern for me, one of the monks, very kindly, and so that I could study at night also. But interestingly, one monk was sitting nearby listening to all this. When I came out of that cottage, that this other monk told me, आप ठीक करते हैं, आप पढ़िए. जो आपको उधर समझ में ना आएगी, इधर समझ में आ जाएगा. What you cannot grasp on the plains of India, you will understand here. That's an interesting insight. So that's another reason why we are studying these texts. This is the highest point of Indian spirituality. I'm a little partial to Advaita Vedanta, but I'm not alone in claiming that. I think Dr. Radhakrishnan said, the fairest flower of Indian philosophy, Advaita Vedanta. All right. And Aparokshanubhuti. We'll study this text. Let's just plunge straight into it. I think most, or if not all of you have got a copy of the text? Yeah. So you can follow, because I will pick out different verses. I will not go verse by verse. I'll pick out different verses, and then we will focus on those, and then question answers. I will speak a little bit in Hindi once in a while. I'm sure most of you understand Hindi, and some do not, a very few do not. But don't worry, I'll translate most of the time, not all the time. All right, let's plunge into it. And after this, there'll be Q&A, so reserve your questions for the Q&A for after every session. So it was the style of people who composed texts in Sanskrit, whether philosophical texts or spiritual texts like this or any other kind of text. They would start with a salutation, an invocatory verse, Mangalacharan, an auspicious invocation. Usually it was a salutation to God or to the Guru. Here we will read the first verse. This will be the invocation for all our classes. You can repeat after me if you are comfortable. If you like, you can repeat after me. Shri Harim Paramanandam, Shri Harim Paramanandam, Upadeshtaram Ishwaram, Upadeshtaram Ishwaram, Vyapakam Sarvalokanam, Vyapakam Sarvalokanam, Karanam Tam Namamyaham, Karanam Tam Namamyaham. I bow down to him, Sri Hari, Paramanandam, who is the supreme bliss, Upadeshtaram, the first teacher, Ishwaram, the Lord of the universe, Vyapakam, all-pervading, Sarvavyapi, Sarvalokanam Karanam, the cause of the entire universe, Tam Namamyaham, I salute. Who? Shankaracharya, when he's composing, the author. And we, the students of Vedanta, we salute. Whom do we salute? Shri Harim. We salute Lord Narayana, Hari. So, the Lord of the universe, it's customary to salute God at the beginning of the text. But immediately after that he says Paramanandam, Paramanandam. Paramanandam is, Ananda is something used to refer to Brahman, the absolute reality. We have often heard this term, Sat, Chit, Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. It's like a formula. This is meant to designate the ultimate reality. This is also God, but also the ultimate reality. Fark kya hai? What's the difference? So this is the technical difference in Advaita Vedanta, Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman. The absolute reality, the one and only reality, Advaita Vedanta is very simple actually. It talks about one thing and one thing only. There is an absolute, divine, spiritual reality in this universe, which is existence itself, consciousness itself, bliss itself. It's not something that exists. It's not something that is conscious. It's not something that is joyful, as Vivekananda put it. Not that it exists, it's existence itself. Not that it knows, it's knowledge itself. What we call consciousness? Vivekananda used the term knowledge itself at that time. It's not that it is joyful, it is joy itself or bliss itself. What that means, it's a bit like, some of you are looking puzzled. Existing things, we understand, समझ में आवेगी कि घड़ी है, टेबल है, जो नर नारी हैं. This we understand. People exist, things exist. But what is existence itself? So it's a bit like, you can understand it in an example, a bit like, say, the gold and ornaments example. So same gold, you can mold it into a necklace, into a bracelet, into a ring or whatever, various kinds, tiara, whatever, anklets, all kinds of ornaments. Now, gold itself is not a particular ornament. When we say, you show me a range of jewelry, and then somebody comes and says, but here the reality is gold itself. Now, you cannot then say, show me gold, because we are showing you gold. So the ornaments are golden ornaments, ornaments made of gold, but gold is the reality of all those ornaments. Now, if you try to conceive in that way, look around you. Here are existing things. You can make a catalog. People, the neighbors around you, they are existing. The chair which you're sitting on is existing. The ground you're sitting on is existing. The air which we are breathing is existing. In fact, the so-called empty space, that also exists. That's why we, the fortunate few, got a chance to come here because the space will not accommodate anymore. So it exists. In a certain sense, there are people watching on a virtual space here. That exists in some way. And the body exists. And if you look inside, the mind exists. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. So all these things exist like ornaments. But we are now saying, Vedanta is saying, just like we understand gold is the reality of all the ornaments. And gold is indeed the existence of all the ornaments, because if you take away the gold, the ornaments won't exist, they disappear. Similarly, Vedanta conceives of, points towards existence itself, not one more existing thing. So that is being itself, existence itself. In Sanskrit, Sat. Sat. And it's not something abstract. When you see golden jewelry, golden ornaments, will you say that I understand necklace, I understand bracelet, but I don't understand what is this gold, I don't understand. Then the person does not understand what gold is. Because if you see the golden ornaments, you are seeing gold. If you touch a golden ornament, you are touching gold. If you put on a golden ornament, you are putting on gold. Anybody understands that? When you weigh the golden ornament, you are weighing gold. Exactly like that, as gold is available in all transactions through all golden ornaments, existence, Sat, Brahman, the absolute which we are talking about, is continuously available to us. Where? In all existing things. If you think these things exist, Brahman is available to you. If you think you are interacting with existing people and objects, you are interacting with Brahman. Brahman is not something very abstract, very high in the seventh heaven, or in, when this chakra opens, then I will experience Brahman. So chakra opening, it's not so much, it came from India, but not so much of a big deal here. But in the United States, it keeps on opening. The first time I went to the United States, Hollywood, a gentleman said to me, I want to speak with you. New Swami, speak with you a few words. So we sat together and we spoke. Very nice elderly American gentleman. And he said, I was meditating and on my Muladhara chakra, the lowest chakra. And then, boom! So what happened? The chakra opened. I was shaken up. Oh, I see. That's not bad. And then the Kundalini rose to the Swadhisthana and boom! I thought, oh my God, 7 chakras are there. The boom will continue up to the 7th chakra. No. Quite apart from these esoteric things, there is a great deal of truth in all of that, by the way. But quite apart from it, Vedanta is something very direct. What I want to convey to you, Vedanta is something here, Vedanta is something now, and Vedanta is not something apart from you or me. Children, when you ask them something, they point to it directly. You ask, what's a nose? Instead of saying that organ through which we breathe, they will say, here. There's a nose. What's your ear? Here. So they directly point to it. Why I'm saying that is we must become like children. If you really want to get directly the benefit of Vedanta right away and forever, easily, instantaneously, now and forever, effortlessly, be like a child. Vedanta textbooks will tell you, Brahman is that from which the universe is born, in which it resides, into which it disappears. Janmadhyasya yataha asya jagata janmasthiti bhanga yasma tad brahma. This entire universe, from where it is born, in which it exists, into which it disappears, that is Brahman. Our eyes will become more and more round, oh my God. Wonder what that abstract thing is. No, it's not an abstract thing. Be like a child, go directly to it. Brahman, here. The enlightened one is like a child. If you say, what is Brahman? Yeah. This one. Oh, it's a table. No, not quite. If you ask the person who knows gold and shows you, show me gold, he shows you a necklace, and you say, oh, necklace means gold. Not quite. Exactly in the same way. Is a person Brahman? Yes, but not quite a person. Is a chair, Brahman is a chair? Yes, but not quite. So in what sense Brahman is, how we can become like the child who points directly, knows. Like that we should be able to. We can't point directly, but you will know. The enlightened one can point. Enlightened one will say, here, here, and here. Here is Brahman. Like that we must. And Vedanta is pointing that out to us. And that is the meaning of Aparokshanubhuti. Word about this text, name of the text, and we'll go further. Aparokshanubhuti. Anubhuti means experience. Aparoksha means non-indirect experience, or you can say direct experience, but the exact technical term is non-indirect. What does it mean? The Sanskrit word pratyaksha means whatever we see through our sense organs. Literally, aksha means eyes, but extended to mean all 5 sense organs. So pratyaksha, whatever you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, all that is pratyaksha. These are instruments of knowledge which give us direct sensory perception. Now there are a lot of things which we cannot see we cannot experience with our sense organs. Those are called paroksha. Paroksha. Beyond the name, aksha, paraha, beyond the range of our sense organs. Maybe too far away to see, maybe too small to see, maybe too faint to hear. So too subtle to discern with our taste, with our tongue. So these are things which are beyond the range of our senses. Paroksha. And how do we know about that? We know it through scientific instruments, we know through scientific investigations, we know through our textbooks. Heaven, there is something called heaven, paroksha. How do you know? My holy books tell me there is something called heaven. But there is something else which is aparoksha. Neither pratyaksha. So God is not something you see directly, or Brahman. Existence, consciousness, bliss is not something that you see directly with your eyes or smell or taste or touch. Or it's not even something that you believe in because book told me, because Shankaracharya says so, because Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Sharada, they say so, therefore I believe in Brahman. You may, that's not bad. That's how we all start. But Aparokshanubhuti says that's not enough. We must experience it for ourselves. Vivekananda's words, if God exists, I should be able to see God. If I have an immortal soul, I should be able to feel it. So how do you get this direct experience of Brahman? This is called Aparokshanubhuti. Aparoksha means not directly perceived, not believed in an indirect sense through books or texts or, but something that is perceived directly without any intervening media. So eyes, you to see something, you need the eyes. If you close your eyes, you can't see. To hear something, you need the ears. If you plug your ears, you can't hear. And paroksha is even further. Books, mediated through books and authority, somebody says so. But there is something which we directly experience. Our own existence. Our own existence. I am. I exist. How do you know? First of all, do you know or not? Yes, we know. The one indubitable thing that we know, which cannot be doubted, which cannot be disputed, is that I exist. That, the famous French philosopher Descartes, about 300 to 400 years ago, he set out to doubt whatever could be doubted, and finally came upon something that cannot be doubted. जो असंदिग्ध है, जिसको संदेह नहीं किया जा सकता है, वो क्या है? अपना अस्तित्व, your own existence. It's beyond any doubt. But I exist. I know that I exist. Just look at it yourself, your own existence. I am. How did you know that I am? Did you see? Your neighbor is there. Such and such person is there. Oh, I see. And then I know that person is there. Or the Swami has taken a list of attendees. You look at the list of attendees and the Swami knows who has come and who has not come. But if I ask you, are you here? What will you do? Let me see. I am here. Present, sir. Or will you say, let me see the roll call, attendance list? Yes, I am here. No, you don't use pratyaksha for yourself. You don't use paroksha for yourself. How do you know that you exist? This is called aparoksha. Our own existence is directly intuited. It does not require any sense organ. You know that you exist right now. If you close your eyes, do you exist? Yes. If you plug your ears, do you exist? Yes. If you don't taste anything, don't smell anything, touch is neutral, not hot, cold, nothing, do you still exist? Yes. If you're thinking, suppose you don't think, stop. Do you not exist? So I exist and I know that I exist. How? This is called Aparokshanubhuti, the direct experience of my own existence. इससे भी आगे थोड़ा भाग किया जा सकता है. You can analyze this further. It's just for the sake technical, to be correct technically. The thoughts that we have, right now we are all thinking, feeling, thoughts and perceptions, memories, intuitions which we have, these are being directly experienced by us. Consciousness is directly revealing all of that. Our internal world is directly illumined, revealed by consciousness. So if you call that Aparokshanubhuti, then consciousness itself, self itself, how do you know? So there is a separate term for that. It is called Sakshad Aparoksha. It's an Upanishadic term. Direct, non-indirect. Sakshad Aparoksha. Even more direct than I experience a pain. Or I experience a thought. I am listening this thought. This is, if you call this Aparoksha, in that case, your own existence will be Sakshad Aparoksha. Direct, indirect. Just leave it there. This is just a right. So this is all about, this is Paramanandam. A name for Brahman is bliss itself. It's not a dry thing, all of it looking very serious. It shines and it is fulfillment. It is joy, it is fulfillment. Sri Krishna says, Yang labdva na chaparang labham manyate tatodhikam. Having attained which, having realized which, having noticed which, having identified oneself with which, one feels there is nothing greater than this. When you get this, there will be nothing greater left to attain. So, this is Paramanandam. Ishwaram. This Paramanandam is also the God of this universe. Kasar Devi, the Divine Mother, Shai Devi is there. Patal Bhuvaneshwari, I think, is there. These are all Patal Devi, Patal Bhuvaneshwari. Patal Bhuvaneshwari. And the local deity, Golu Devta is there. These are all different conceptions of Ishwaram. Whether you say Narayana, Vishnu, or here Sri Harim, or Mahadeva, Shiva, or Ma, Kali, Durga, Patal Bhuvaneshwari, Shai Devi, Kasar Devi. These are all different conceptions, names and forms of the same divine reality, which is called Ishwaram here. The creator, preserver, destroyer of the universe, the inner controller of everything, Antaryami. The inner controller, the Lord of this universe. He is saluting. And this one function of this Ishwara, Bhagavan, is Upadeshtaram, is the teacher. In Vedanta, this Vedantic knowledge comes from Ishvara, from Bhagavan. At the beginning of creation, Ishvara reveals this knowledge to Brahma. Brahma gives this knowledge to the Rishis, and the Rishis transmit this knowledge down to the lineage of teachers, down to us. And this transmission is still going on. This is Mundakopanishad says. Huh? Yes, no, Vivaswan Manave Prava, that is there in Gita. And Mundakopanishad, it's there. Brahma Devanam Prathamasam Babhuva Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Sa Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. Of all the divinities, Brahma was the first projected. Have you seen the iconography? Vishnu is a bit of a couch potato. He lies on Sheshnag. And on this navel, the lotus blooms, and then Brahma appears, looking slightly startled. Oh, I am here. Now I have to create a universe. So Brahma Devanam Prathamasam Babhuva. And through Brahma, from Vishnu, through Brahma, comes to the rishis this knowledge. But who is the first teacher? Before Brahma also, Ishvara, Narayana, Sri Hari. Sri Harim Upadeshtaram. this knowledge, Aparokshanubhuti, which is embodied in Aparokshanubhuti by Adi Shankaracharya, translated by Vivekananda, which we are studying here today. It comes millions, billions of years earlier in this cycle of the universe. It's a divine knowledge. And notice the juxtaposition, Paramanandam Ishwaram. If Paramanandam is Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, Ishvara is Saguna Brahman, and it says both of them are the same thing. What is Nirguna Brahman? That with Maya is Saguna Brahman. In itself, it is Nirguna Brahman. So, if all this sounds very abstract, don't worry. We will flesh it out a little bit. Never let go of the initial childlike intuition. Nak, Kan. What are you talking about, Swami? Existence. Where? Here. Isn't it existing? Where will you look for existence if you run away from here? So I did that once. I've mentioned it a few times. In about 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I decided to be a monk. And I ran away from home to the ashram. 20 years ago, I decided I have to run away from the ashram also. Go to the Himalayas and meditate there and realize Brahman. So I came here and I didn't stay in a cave exactly, but I met Swamis who were staying in caves and all. And I stayed in a hut and I meditated and studied and so on and so forth. And a very good time of it, a very useful, wonderful time. I decided I will keep doing this. Now I have to go back to the ashram, but I'll keep every year, I'll come and do that. That was my 5-year plan. And then in Uttarkashi on the way down, I was reading this book, Swami Vivekananda, Jnana Yoga. Afternoon, after Bhiksha, the monk's relaxation, so I was lying down, I still remember, on a bed and reading the book. Swami Vivekananda there says, so this is the context is important. So Swami Vivekananda there says, he who runs away to meditate and die in a Himalayan cave has missed the way. I got a shock, I sat up, because that was exactly my condition. Then next, he who plunges headlong into the foolishnesses, the vanities, luxuries of life, worldly life, has missed the way. Now, what is the way? If you run away from the world also, you have missed the way. If you are staying in the world, doing whatever everybody is doing, you have also missed the way. Then what is the way? Then Vivekananda goes on to say, the way is to divinize life itself, is to find God in everybody, whomever you are there, wherever you are, within yourself, outside, everywhere you find God in every activity, in every person. That is the way. So look at the golden ornaments and gold example. If somebody tells you, these ornaments are nice, but don't be fascinated by the ornaments. The reality here is gold. And if somebody says, oh, I must find the gold, throw away the ornaments. Now I'm going to find the gold. You'll never find it, because you've thrown it away. And if anybody gets fascinated by one ornament, necklace, I like the necklace. This is reality. Tomorrow if the necklace is melted and made into a bracelet, it'll start crying, no, I want that golden necklace. But it's the same thing which you are wearing on your wrist now. The name has changed, the form has changed, the transaction has changed. Nama, Rupa, Vyavahara. Name was necklace, now name is bracelet. Name was, the form was like this, now the form is like this. And the Vyavahara, use, was on your neck, now it is on your wrist. But the reality is literally the same. So if you get fascinated by the names and forms, Swami Vivekananda says, who plunges headlong into the foolishnesses, vanities, the temptations of this world, also miss the way. So that one reality is there. Then what is the way? Where is the gold here? Here, isness, this existence all around. This is what Aparokshanubhuti will introduce us to. So, Ishwaram. Vyapakam sarvalokanam karanam tam namamyaham. Vyapakam. Vyapakam means all pervasive. Very important word. Very important word. There is one divinity here, this existence, this oneness. This is what Swami Vivekananda says. Find that divinity in all beings. This is what happened to him. I was just reading yesterday when he came here for the first time. When he came here for the first time, he went up to meditate in Kasar Devi. There is a cave there. Many of you may have visited or will visit. Maharaj will arrange. That parikrama is there. So there, and it's a very popular spot now. I heard a lot of people go there. So Swami Vivekananda went and meditated there. And he had a series of experiences. But the culminating experience forced him out of the cave into the world. Thank God for us. That's why we are sitting here today. How? He said, I will leave everything behind. That same impulse which made him say to Sri Ramakrishna, his guru, after getting Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna says, what do you want? That impulse which made him say, I want this experience only. I want to stay in this experience. Once in a while, little snack, tea, and go back to that experience. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him and said, we know the story, that I thought you would be like a great banyan tree under whose shade thousands, years to come, they will find shade, but you're looking for only your liberation. But that impulse was deep in Vivekananda. Here also, leave everything behind and stay and meditate in that cave. And the highest realization, finished. Nothing beyond that. No, but something was shown to him beyond that. This work that he did is a direct consequence of that. But we must understand, what did he see beyond that cave? What was he expelled out of? He said, something was pushed me out of the cave. We normally think, it is the suffering of humanity which he wanted to alleviate. No. That highest truth which he was searching for, something opened up there further. Do you really think Vivekananda came out of the cave from the highest samadhi for a school, for a college, for a hospital, dispensary, for some homeopathy? That's what he came out for? No. It was shown to him that which he wants to attain with eyes closed deep in Nirvikalpa Samadhi is exactly the same thing available to him with eyes open outside the cave in this world. Everywhere, in every being, with eyes closed, with eyes open. Sri Ramakrishna says, Chok bando korle tini achen, chok khulle tini nei, ye kemon ishwar. If I close my eyes, God is there. If I open my eyes, God is not there. Because we make this sharp distinction. Spiritual, secular. God, world. We can say God is in the temple, but the rest is the world. Or God, if you say, in my own heart, but the rest is the world. This division, Advaita Vedanta, will break down. Vyapakam, everywhere. With eyes closed, same divinity. With eyes open, same divinity. In all beings it resides. In itself, it is without form. It is also nameless. We give it many forms and names, but it is without form and without any name. No conception can be applied to it. No form can be applied to it. And yet, it is in and through all forms. Like gold is in and through all golden ornaments. It is in and through all forms. It exists in every being around you. In every living being around you, in the birds, in the animals, in the fishes of the water, and in all human beings, and yes, also in all the people, not only those whom you love, also those you don't like. It is there in every being. And equally so. You say, no, Brahman is more in the people I like and less God is there in that people I don't like. No. Samavasthitam Ishwaram. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vivaktam iva cha sthitam. Undivided in all these beings. Appearing as if divided. And within yourself also. Within yourself also. The same reality exists. Why don't we experience it? Is it possible to experience? Yes. Not with eyes, not with ears, tongue, taste, not with conceptions, intellectual ability to grasp something, not with feelings, but this direct experience called Aparokshanubhuti. And once we get what is meant here, this Aparokshanubhuti, then with eyes open, through eyes also you will see, ears also you will hear, with tongue also you will taste. Every one of our so-called quote-unquote worldly dealings will become spiritualized. Then you will see there is only one thing that exists. It exists in all beings. All beings exist in it. And that alone is all beings. You'll see. This is called oneness. That alone exists. That is called non-duality. Advaitam. This is the meaning of Vyapakam. Vyapakam. We are immersed in Brahman. Each one of these words is a gateway to enlightenment. You're immersed in Brahman. Wherever you look, usi ka jalwa hai, jahan bhi dekho. I met one sadhu in Gangotri. He was not very learned. And he came to study Vedanta under one of the greatest teachers of his time. Tapovan Swami, some of you must have heard about him, also Chinmayanandaji's guru. So this person came to study. And but he was not very educated. So the great Swami told him, you cannot study Vedanta, you're not. So, but that sadhu was so devoted, he stayed as a sevak, that I will serve you. You teach Vedanta to others, but I will serve you. I will clean this cottage. I will get the bhiksha which you all get if you have to beg for food. I will warm that up and serve you. And so he told me many stories of those days. But his special instruction to his guru to him was, since you are not this kind of, using the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, deep inquiry into Vedantic texts, how will I see this Brahman? His guru said, very easy. Why will you not see? These are not his words, not his guru's words, his words. But what his guru said was, Khule nain dekhun sahab ko, quoting from Kabir Das ji. With open eyes I shall see my Lord. And his guru gave him a special instruction, try to see Brahman in the Himalayas and in Ganga. Anyway, that's a different story. Khule nain dekhun sahab ko, with open eyes I shall see the Lord. Pashya devasya kavyam yona jiryati namamara. Rig Veda, the most ancient of our texts. There it says, look upon the poetry of the great poet. The poetry which neither decays nor dies. Here. From there, you can't see. I'm also seeing by the poetry, by the way. This is the poetry of the Lord. But you're also seeing the poetry of the Lord there. Everywhere. Look upon the poetry of the Lord which neither decays nor dies. Vyapakam. Sarvalokanam karanam. The cause of the worlds. This is a technical point. This entire universe is made of Brahman. Why he's saying that, there's a spiritual reason also. But the basic, let me give you the philosophy behind it. Everything which is produced has a cause. If you have tables and chairs, they're made of wood or plastic or something. If you have food, then it's made of ingredients. If you have a human body, it's made of so many things. So the material out of which something is made is called the material cause. जिससे बनता है ना मसला जो है उसको कहते हैं उपादान कारण. Now the upadana karan of this universe is Brahman. Because after all, there's nothing else. When this universe is projected, there's only Brahman, only that one reality. It's like saying the material cause of the ornaments is gold. Now you answer. The material cause of all existing things is existence. Yes. Now the trick question. The answer is in the question. The material cause of all golden ornaments is gold. The material cause of all existing things is existence. So that existence, Brahman, is the material cause of this universe. And who is the intelligent cause? The carpenter or the jeweler who makes the gold into ornaments is called intelligent cause. Nimitta karana. In the case of this universe, who is the nimitta karana? God, Brahman. So in the case of this universe and Brahman, Brahman is called abhinna nimitta upadana karana. One undivided intelligent and material cause of the universe. This is all Vedanta philosophy. I'll tell you what's the point of it. But let's understand this. When he says karanam, according to Vedanta, one intelligent and material cause, undivided. The intelligent, here in the case of the table is wood, material cause is wood, and the intelligent cause is carpenter. And they are not the same. The carpenter has not become the table. Thank God. Swami Ashokanandaji, in one of his talks in San Francisco in the 1950s, he says, it is God alone who has become this entire universe, tables and chairs. And if you ask me, why does the table look so insentient? It doesn't, And Swami Ashokanandaji says, if a table suddenly stood up and started moving around, God is acting as the table. If it suddenly started moving around, then God wouldn't be a good actor. That's not the role. So, undivided, intelligent and material cause. And the Upanishads gave an example. A spider, the humble spider, which spins a web in the corner of your house. Now, the web of the spider is the product of the spider's own body. So, the spider from its own body is the material of the web. And as a sentient being, as an intelligent being, it is the intelligent cause. It spins the web. It's the creator of the web. So, spider is a very good example. Mundakopanishad. Yatornanabhi srijate grinhate cha yatha prithivyam oshadhaya sambhavati yatha satah purushat keshalomani tataksharat sambhavati havishvam. What poetry. It says, just as a spider from it itself spins a web, so does this universe emerge from the akshara, from the imperishable. Just as from this earth. And somebody might say, the spider puts in a lot of work to spin the web. So God has to work very hard to create this universe. He says, no, just as from this earth, herbs and shrubs and plants, they emerge effortlessly from the earth. Somebody might say, okay, so it's some kind of material force like the Big Bang, from that the universe has emerged. No, just as from our own body, hair and, from our head and hands and our body, the hair emerges, nails grow effortlessly for us, but from a living body. So these subtle different examples are meant to show certain things. Like that, from the akshara, imperishable, emerges this universe. So spider is a good example of abhinna nimitta upadana karana. Anyway, karanam sarvalokanam, of this entire universe. Just as gold is present in all golden ornaments, wood is present in all wooden furniture, water is present in all waves, and clay in all clay pottery. Similarly, in all universe, which is existence itself, Brahman is present. That's the point. Whenever you deal with the universe, you're dealing with Brahman. Tam namamyaham. What a verse. What an opening. What does it mean? Shri Harim tam namamyaham. I salute Shri Hari, Narayana. Paramanandam tam namamyaham. I salute Brahman, which is Satchidananda. Upadeshtaram tam namamyaham. I salute God, who's the first teacher of this knowledge. That's why Guru has so much importance in Vedanta, in Hinduism, but especially in Vedanta. From whom the Guru is the manifestation of the Anugraha Shakti of Ishvara, of the grace of Ishvara. The fact that we are exposed to this teaching, we hold this book and we have got the opportunity to come together and listen to this, this is a great, great sign of the grace of God is upon us. Our karma phala theory, which is beloved of all Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, all Indian systems, says if you have a lot of good karma, so if you have bad karma, suffering, good karma, enjoyment. Swami Vivekananda said, good, good, bad, bad, and none escape the law. Whosoever wears the form must wear the chain too. So good karma means your life will be good. You will ride a car or a better car. You will have an phone, iPhone. People will be nice to you. You will get a lot of Facebook likes. Good karma. Health will be good. And you'll have money, you'll travel across the world, whatnot. So things will go well for you. Generally. I mean, ups and downs always will be there, but generally. It's a sign of good karma. You are punyatma. Congratulations. If you have lot of good karma, you'll come to Vedanta. Yes. Yes. They say that. The door to moksha will be open to you. Krishna says to Arjuna in the middle of the battlefield, you are fortunate. Even unasked for, the doors of heaven are open to you now. It means something else in the battlefield, but unasked for, the doors of heaven are open to you now. But it's your own good karma. But be careful, you used up a lot of your credit. Good karma, a lot of it is gone because you are spiritual. Now what can Vedanta do, by the way? If good, bad, then what can Vedanta do? If I want to improve my life, I need good karma. If I'm suffering, that's a result of my past bad karma. By the way, karma theory is very interesting. If you are suffering, it's a good thing because your bad karma is being burnt up. If you are enjoying life, it's a bad thing because your good karma is being used up. So, but then what can Vedanta do? If good, bad, none escape the law. Whoever wears a form will wear the chain. Chain means past karma, whatever we have done. Everything that is happening to us, it's a hard rule. Everything that is happening to us is what we have worked for in our past lives, good and bad. But then what can Vedanta do? Our life will continue like this. My past karma will determine my life. What can Vedanta do? Vedanta says, Swami Vivekananda says, far beyond name and form is Atman never free. Say thou art that, sannyasi bold. Om Tat Sat Om. So far beyond this name and form, far beyond karma, good and bad, is Atman, this existence. Far beyond means not far like that. Here itself, in the middle of this world, in the chain which we are wearing, in this body, and outside is that one reality. You have to realize that. Vedanta is very direct. It's pointing to something. Swami Vivekananda called it the open secret. It's secret, but it's the open secret. Sometimes people don't give enough importance to this. They don't notice it. If you tell them, now I'm going to give you some spirituality, real deep spiritual knowledge, and then, especially if you charge them $500, then more important. Oh, very serious step. You paid $500. It's very secret, not for others. And then what will you get? That thing only. The chakras are there, they will open, boom. Then more, people will be more impressed. The Vedanta directly, open secret is revealed. Theek hai. It's all right. Not all right. I'll tell you this without any hesitation on my part. Whichever path we take up, whatever practice we do, whichever philosophy you follow, in this life or the next life, you have to come around here. May not be to Aparokshanubhuti, may not be to Almora Ramakrishna Kutir, but this knowledge, the knowledge of the oneness of all existence. So Vivekananda said Vedanta can be reduced to a few things. There's two things. The divinity within ourselves and the knowledge and the oneness of all existence. Both are the same thing actually. Divinity within ourselves, not body, not mind, spirit, consciousness. And the oneness of all existence, that's Sri Hari Vyapaka. Boring. Now one needs preparation for this. We will see next preparation. Adhikari. Adhikari God will make. The whole universe has been prepared as a machine for bringing us here. Not interested? Okay, what is all this? I am not particularly interested. All right, do what you are interested in. Follow it. Lifetimes of kicks and blows are waiting. Whatever you want, go through that. Endless suffering is waiting. Put through the machine, grinding, sharpening, until the question arises, what is all this? Why am I suffering like this? Spiritual life begins. Then also many gradations of spiritual effort are necessary. Until you come to this. This is called Shruti Shira. The mountain peak top of the mountain peak of the Vedas is Advaita Vedanta, Upanishads. Shruti Shira, Shruti Shikhara. So we are here. Listen carefully. Take away as much as you can. This I guarantee to you. And it's for me also. A few things which Vivekananda said here and there, the essence of Vedanta. You circle around the world, try this, try that, go here, go there. This teacher, this guru, that guru, this teaching, this tradition, that meditation technique. Finally, they are not wrong. They are all good. They all help in maturing us. Until this point, truth is here, and unfortunately we'll see truth was always there. Staring at me, simplest, direct, like Nose. Right here. Tam namamyaham karanam tam namamyaham. Verse number 2. Okay, let's do verse number 1 once again. Now that we have got the, see what it is, how weighty it is, how deep it is. Shri Harim Paramanandam, Shri Harim Paramanandam, Upadeshtaram Ishwaram, Upadeshtaram Ishwaram, Vyapakam Sarvalokanam, Vyapakam Sarvalokanam, Karanam Tam Namamyaham, Karanam Tam Namamyaham. Now number 2. Aparokshanubhutirvai, Aparokshanubhutirvai, Prochyate moksha siddhaye, Prochyate moksha siddhaye, Sadbhireva prayatnena, Sadbhireva prayatnena, Vikshaniya muhurmuhu, Vikshaniya muhurmuhu. So now it's being taught Aparokshanubhuti for the acquisition of final liberation, only for the pure in heart. Only the pure in heart should constantly and with all effort meditate upon the truth herein taught. So this is what is called Anubandha Chatushtaya. So that style was, first of all you give an invocation, Mangalacharana. Then next, 4 factors have to be mentioned. So the books were written in such a systematic way. 4 factors have to be mentioned. What are the 4 factors? What's the topic? Subject. What are we going to study? This is called Vishaya. Second, why? Why study it? What's the point? Prayojana. Why are we studying this? Prayojana. Third, who can study? Which grade? Which class? Class 1, 2, 3, plus 2, college. Which grade? Preparation. What we need to prepare ourselves for the study of this text. To get the result. Anybody can study. You can buy the books to study, listen to lectures. But to get the result, what preparations, changes we have to make in ourselves. And then there's another technical thing called Sambandha, the relationship between the text and the subject which is going to be taught. I'll talk about that. So, what is the subject matter? Aparokshanubhuti. Self-realization, direct realization of Brahman. I am that Brahman. Why this is important? Especially in Advaita Vedanta. We have just said it's everywhere. It's within you. It's everything that we experience. It is within all of us. We are all in it. And it is in fact nothing other than that exists. So it should be the easiest of all things to experience. But it is not. Curiously, it is hidden. It's open, but it's also open secret. So, it has to be taught. It has to be taught. Ignorance doesn't have to be learned. Knowledge has to be learned. To be in the realm of ignorance, you don't have to go to school. To remove ignorance, you have to go to school. Similarly, cosmic ignorance, lifetime after lifetime, we are going through this life after life. This is ignorance, this is Maya. But to break through that, you need teaching, knowledge. And why knowledge? Knowledge presupposes ignorance. What separates us from Brahman is not distance. It is not that Brahman is in Shihai Devi and it's not here. If you think that Brahman is there, God is there, we have to go there and climb that mountain, a very inaccessible mountain. Climb that. Not so much nowadays, I hear. Last time I didn't even go all the way up, 20 years ago. Swami Vivekananda, the second visit, he went and meditated there for 3 days. If it's there, then you have to make a journey in distance. You have to drive and go there. If God is in heaven only, then you have to go from here to there. But if Brahman is here, you don't have to go anywhere. In fact, trying to go there will be a mistake. If it is some other time, after death only, God will be revealed to me. In America, you come across these big hoardings. After death, you will see God. Very ominous, huh? After death, you will see God. And then call 1800 something, some dollars you have to give. What we'll see after death, it will be revealed to you. After death. So time, it means after something, not now, then. But if Brahman is then you have to wait till that time. But we are saying Brahman is now, here, now. And Brahman is nothing other than yourself. You are that Tattvamasi. In that case, why is it so difficult? So the problem is not that it's, in Vedanta, the journey is not a journey in space, from here to there. It's not a journey in time. It's not even a journey from yourself to something else. It's here, it's now, and it's you. But the only thing is, it's a journey from ignorance to knowledge. From not realizing to realizing. From not noticing to noticing. From not recognizing to recognizing. That's the journey. So, Aparokshanubhuti, this thing will be given to us in this class. Then, Moksha Siddhaye. For what purpose? What are we looking for here? It is for liberation, moksha. So this is something that has been the project of our forefathers for centuries and millennia. This is the land of spirituality. And what were they researching for hundreds of years, thousands of years? It is this. Is there a deep solution to the problem of life? The Buddha's quest, can suffering be overcome? Or is it, what is it called? Incurable disease? Congenital disease, or what? Asadhya. English another term is there. Terminal. Is it terminal? It cannot be cured. Or can it be cured? In the Buddha's analysis, that there is this disease, suffering. There is a cause of the disease, desire. And there is a cure for the disease, nirvana. And there is a method, treatment. He said, Ashtanga Marga. So this was the project of India from most ancient times till today. The greatest project, especially in this land. Spirituality is there all over the world. In fact, at the core of every religion is spirituality. Swami Vivekananda here, in one of the lectures I was reading, it struck me. He said, this divinity in all beings, this is the essence of all religions, the rest is just froth. Yeah, Vivekananda was very direct. And in the rest, a lot of good things are there. But he wanted to emphasize this teaching that one divinity everywhere, especially within yourself. This is at the heart of every spiritual tradition. And the spiritual traditions are at the core of every religion. Religions are built around these spiritual traditions. Moksha Siddhaya. We gave many names to it. Our ancients found a solution, a deep solution to suffering. We gave many names to it. Moksha, Mukti, Nirvana, Apavarga, ancient name. So many names were given to it. That is the goal, the highest goal of human life. You may say, it's not my goal. Or not. It is the goal for everybody. It's the goal for all those people out there who are not interested at all. If you drag them in here also, they will die. I don't want to listen to this. Everybody's goal is this moksha. How? Overcoming suffering, attainment of joy, bliss, happiness. Who can say it is not my goal? Who can say? People try to maneuver around this. There was Sean Carroll, he's written this book, a scientist from Caltech, The Big Picture. So I was looking through it, very nice book on quantum mechanics and very nice. On cosmology basically, cutting edge stuff. Except at the end, he says, people say the goal of life is happiness. I don't think so. For me, the goal of life is finding the answers to these cosmological questions. For that, I will put up with any amount of struggle, happiness, misery, but I want the answers to these questions. That's just evading the issue. You just ask him, if you get the answers to those questions, will it make you happy or unhappy? Happy. The struggle to find out those answers, is that making you happy or unhappy? Happy. It gives meaning to his life. So all of us want it. From the child in kindergarten, from the baby in the crib, to the great sage sitting under the tree and thinking, Aham Brahmasmi. They all are looking for that. In the initial stages, we look outside for it. I want to rearrange the world to my liking. That king, Swami Vivekananda told the story of the king who said, it would be nice to cover the world in leather so that my feet will not get pricked by a thorn or no dust will come. Then the minister came and gave a pair of shoes. Sir, Your Highness, put on these shoes, world is covered in leather. Similarly, we think we want to cover the world in leather means I want to change the world. My finances should be like this. My health should be like this. My house should be like this. My wardrobe should be like this. And they're very important. Wardrobe. I saw in New York, walking in Central Park, the lady, the baby in the pram, the dress, and the dog, all are same color, matching color. Dog also matching color. This will make me happy. My food must be the best gourmet food, exactly like this. Swami Bhuteshanji Maharaj told us this story. After spending 6 months in the Himalayas here, begging for his food, he went back to the plains. He stopped in one of our ashrams and eating. At night they sat for food. Roti and dal and sabji were given. And the roti was a little burnt. One of the monks was scolding the cook. It's very bad. You can't eat it. It's unpalatable. You have to eat this. And Swami Bhuteshanji was telling us that I was eating that roti. It felt like nectar to me compared to what I was getting by begging in the Himalayas. Amriter moton mone hocchilo. See, it is all comparative. So, arranging all this to me, all this, I will be happy. Will not be happy. Especially big project, arranging other people. Other people have to change to my liking, then they will be happy. Then I will be happy. Very difficult, so difficult to change ourselves. Imagine how difficult to change other people. Impossible. Impossible. You do not know how much tremendous lifetime after lifetime karma has produced that personality. You can change it, you think, so fast. Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda would drag in some person and tell Sri Ramakrishna, please do something for him. He knew Sri Ramakrishna could give spirituality with a touch. And Sri Ramakrishna would say, it's not his time. Or havinare. Sri Ramakrishna is saying. Vivekananda had a great heart. And Sri Ramakrishna had a sarcastic name for this. Norine Perend. Vivekananda's friends. Vivekananda catches hold of somebody, isko kuch kar do. Sri Ramakrishna is saying, not before time. This is not the time. It will take some long evolution for that person, for spirituality to be effective. Narayana parent. But Vivekananda, great heart, he knows we are all suffering because of this. We do not know who we are. And if only we could. In America, when a group of American ladies came to join his classes, they write, with great pathos, he looked at us and he said, if only you knew who you are. So, moksha siddhai. We try to change others, I will be happy. That does not work also. Does not work. Then finally, next step, changing the world did not work. See, if I try to change the world, so much money, so much in this beautiful place I will stay, whatever. I try to do as much as I can, and then only two outcomes are there. Either you will succeed. Suppose you are very rich, very accomplished, very famous, then you will succeed to some extent to arrange your life the way you want it. The result will be dissatisfaction. Never be satisfied. Dissatisfaction. And for most other people, we will not succeed in trying to arrange the life exactly as we want it. Maybe we are not rich enough, maybe we are not powerful enough, maybe we are not learned enough, maybe we live in a poor society, whatever it is. The result will be frustration. If you try to rearrange other people and your life, if you succeed, you will be dissatisfied. If you do not succeed, you will be frustrated. Dissatisfaction and frustration, only two possibilities in the world, in the long run. Short run, one might get a little bit, they say Bengali, utpullo. Then next, what do we try? Oh, world cannot be changed. I am wise. I have to change my own life. Then I will be happy. I have to change my... Wiser. Still not enough. Wiser, from now on, I will get up early in the morning, I will do yoga and meditation, and then I will eat healthy, gluten-free. Gluten-free. In Hollywood, big advertisement, gluten-free vodka. दारू भी पीना है, वो हेल्दी होना चाहिए. I will rearrange my life. Healthy life, spiritual life, balanced life. I will rearrange my mind, only holy thoughts, only positive thoughts, affirmation, positive thinking. Inspirational teachers, Tony Robbins or something like that. So change my attitudes, change my values, change my work ethic. Good, this is wiser. Still, result, if you can do it, dissatisfaction. If you cannot do it, frustration. Finally, after all of this, we ask, but who is this one who is trying to do all this? Who is this one? Who am I? ये बंदा आखिर कौन है? Lifetime after lifetime, एक के बाद एक project. Who is this person? What is this person? Then comes Vedanta. But there is a solution. In Vedanta, there is a solution. You will get satisfaction, no frustration, satisfaction. At last. But little bit you have to go around. Swami Turiyananda ji, who was here, he would often repeat Sri Ramakrishna's story of the bird who flew and then is settled on the mast of a ship. And the ship sailed, unknown to the bird. Ocean, Bay of Bengal. Then the bird panicked and flew to the east, no land. Flew to the west, no land. Flew to the south and the north, no land. Finally exhausted, came and sat down on the ship. The ship itself took it to land. So like that, do not fly here and there. Money, relationships, do a little bit, then you will understand. But then, this teacher, that teacher, what not, whatever we try, all the projects in life. Then come and settle down in this. Of course, he just said the ship, the master of the ship, spiritual life. I'm not saying only Advaita Vedanta, any path. Settle down there. So Swami Turiyananda ji used to say that, don't ure bediyo na, mastule basho, like that bird. He would tell the sadhus and brahmacharis. He would tell it in Banaras. So one reminiscence is there. One young monk came and bowed down to Turiyananda ji and said, I have understood. I will not fly around it. Like that. I'll just settle down like the bird. Turiyananda ji said, when did you fly? When did you fly? So this flying around is useful. Flying around is useful. Nothing is wasted. Many people say, oh, I wish I had come to this knowledge earlier. No. You have come at the right time. When is the right time? Right now. So this is the right time. You have come. All that we did in the past, education, money, marriage, children, struggles in life, one project after another. We are taught Maslow's hierarchy of needs. First, physiological needs. I need to earn enough for my food and shelter and all. Next, I want my career to improve. Third, my career, I'm top of my career, I'm well-to-do and all that. I want self-esteem. I want to be head of the department. My book should be prescribed. Self-esteem is the head of the department and top of the field. Beyond that, self-actualization. I want to make some contribution to knowledge. This talk I used to give to professors in colleges. So higher and higher this is flying around. The bird flies around. But finally you settle down on spiritual life. Moksha siddhaye. For whom is it meant? Sadbhireva prayatnena. The qualified aspirant has to put forth effort. What is the qualified aspirant and what is the effort? We will see in the next session. Vikshaniya muhurmuhu. Should constantly be engaged in this inquiry. Who am I? What am I? This Aparokshanubhuti. So, what is taught here? Vishaya, objective. Remember what we are talking about? Fourfold. Introductory, what will we say? Presuppositions or prerequisites. So one is, what is the subject matter? Aparokshanubhuti, Brahma Jnana, subject matter. Number two, for what purpose? Moksha siddhaye, for moksha, for mukti, for nirvana. For attainment of lasting peace and joy, for overcoming suffering, atyantika dukkha nivritti, paramananda praptischa. Third, for whom? Who is adhikari? Who is fit for this? Sadbhi, good people. What do you mean good people? Thoda khol ke boliye Mahatma ji. I want to check if I am a good person or not. Daivasura Sampad, in Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, the demonic qualities and the divine qualities. Only those who have the divine qualities, they can become enlightened, free in this life. Now, Arjuna might be afraid, do I have demonic qualities or divine qualities? Because if we look inside, both seem to be there. And Krishna says, don't worry, Daivi Sampad Avijatosi, you are born to divine qualities. So that's Arjuna. What about us, Maharaj? Because we are all here, to some extent we have the divine qualities. Otherwise we would not come here. Population of Almora, hundreds of thousands. Vivekananda's time 16,000 they said, little later. Now it must be hundreds of thousands, I think. And how many are here? 100. 1 in 1,000. You are 1 in 1,000. So you have divine qualities. We all have divine qualities. But to what extent we have to develop them, we'll see next. There is one more thing. Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari, the third, last one, just for completion. It's called Sambandha, relation. So it says here, Prochyate, it is being taught. Pratipadaka Pratipadya Sambandha. The text is which gives you the teaching, and the Aparokshanubhuti is that which is, the realization is what is being taught. Pratipadaka, the one which teaches. What teaches? The text, the author. And Pratipadya, what is Pratipadya? The objective of the teaching, Aparokshanubhuti, Brahmajnana. That relationship, just for the sake of completion. All right. We have 15 minutes for Q&A? Yes. Good. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Good. How do we do this?
I will just announce. Those of you who are interested in asking questions, please form a line in this aisle, and you may please tell your name first and then ask the question.
Good. You just stay here. They'll come to you. Raise your hand. They'll have to know where. Volunteer, Sahab. Haath uthai, so that they will know where to go. Yes. Give the mic. Yes. Tell us. Hi, Maharaj. You give the microphone there.
আমরা যারা মনুষ্য জন্ম নিয়েছি, এটা যদি কোনো শুভ কর্মসাধ্য হয়, তাহলে ভগবান শঙ্করাচার্য বিবেক চূড়ামণির শুরুতে দুর্লভ শব্দ প্রয়োগ করেছেন। যদি সেটা কর্মসাধ্য হয় বা কোনো শুভকর্মের দ্বারা এটা ফল হয়, তাহলে দুর্লভ শব্দের কেন ব্যবহার হলো?
So the question is good from Maharaj, that if everything is the product of our past karma, and this living human body is also product of past karma and good karma, you said, why does Shankaracharya say that it's durlabha, it's very rare? It is true. It's a common idea all throughout Hinduism. In Buddhism also you find the same idea, that there are 84 lakh birth, various kinds of species we are born in, and the human being is just one of them. And so to get a human birth is very, very rare. It takes really good karma to get into just to get human birth. Then to be interested in spirituality, and then to find a spiritual path, and this kind of spiritual path, highest, noblest, that is really very rare. So human birth is very rare. One Buddhist story which is used like a metaphor or a parable, which is used to illustrate this. It says, imagine a vast, endless ocean. In that ocean, there is a big turtle, which comes to the surface once in 100 years. And on the surface of the ocean, somewhere, one golden necklace or ring is floating. What is the chance that in this vast ocean, once in 100 years, the turtle comes up and the necklace will go around its neck? So rare. You understand the imagery? And he says, human birth is like that. We are wandering through this universe. Once in a while, you get this birth. Now, all this is just meant to impress upon you. Right? The equipment you have got, and Bengali Jantrapati, the equipment we have got is fit for God realization. And just use this for the purpose for which it is meant. Everything else can be done in other bodies. But in human birth alone, dharma and moksha, these two are possible. High life. Even if you need not come to spiritual life, but a high life, noble life, moral life, ethical life, that is possible in human birth only. And spiritual life and moksha is possible in human birth only. It's just a way of giving tremendous sense of urgency and importance to this human birth. That's why it's said like that. Sri Ramakrishna says, Manush ki kamga, Manush Ishwar chinta korte pare. Ananta ki. He has said that? Ananta hoye jete pare. See, even more clear. That. Right. So it says, is a human being a small thing? Is it a small thing to get a human birth? The human being can contemplate the infinite. Ananta ki chinta korte pare. See, we are doing that exactly like that. We are doing that now. That's the purpose of this retreat. To contemplate the infinite. And thus contemplating the infinite, he becomes the infinite. The human being realizes identity with the infinite. But with Sri Ramakrishna's words, becomes ananta hoye jaye. Can become infinite. And he goes on further to say, the elephant is such a big creature, but can't think of the infinite. So yes, human birth, importance, yes. Naam bataiye or ask the question.
Namaskar, Swamiji. My name is Amit Goel, and first of all, I like to bring saying thank you to you, because the list is very, very long of thank you. So I'll just put a thank you for a lot of things in life. My question is, when we say that Brahman is present everywhere, right? The existence, the Sat is in everything. Whatever we see, people around, things around, it's present everywhere. Then when we say Brahman Satyam and Jagat Mithyam, is it a metaphor we are referring to? Because Brahman cannot be Mithyam, right? We say Satyam. When you saying Jagat is also Sat, then why are we calling Jagat as Mithyam? So,
yes. It's the same thing. Saying Brahman is Satyam and Jagat is Mithya, the same as saying Jagat is Brahman and Jagat is Mithya, both ways the same. Why? It's not that Brahman is Mithya. In reality, this world is Brahman. But as it appears to us and as we deal with this, what we are dwelling in, this is Mithya. Mithya means not non-existent. That which is not truly what it appears to be. And Shankaracharya's definition, atasmin tad buddhi, we see something which is not there. So in the reality we are seeing something, we are imagining the reality to be something other than what it is. It's actually a rope, but we are seeing it as a snake. We are mistaking it for a snake. That snake is Mithya, but it's really a rope. The rope is not Mithya. That so-called snake as the rope is real. The so-called snake as snake is false. So-called Jagat as Jagat is false, Mithya. So-called Jagat as Brahman is true. But we don't know that it is Brahman. To introduce us to the reality of this world, what is there in this world, not the world in itself. That is the whole purpose of Vedanta. If you say, so number of times, and I was reading in one place, Swami Shivanandaji, who was initially here, and then Swami Turiyanandaji, both of them are having a conversation. And Swami Shivananda says, Swami Turiyananda says, Brahman is real, the world is false. Swami Shivananda says, why should it be false? It is also real, I see. The world is also real. And then the person who was taking down the reminiscence, I think it's Mahapurush Mahasritikatha, he says, he was a monk, I think, who was taking down in his writing, he says, I felt both of them saying the same thing. When Turiyanji says Brahman is real and the world is false, and Shivanji says Brahman is real and the world is also real as Brahman, he didn't add as Brahman. He said the world is also real. I felt both are saying the same thing. But one thing is there. As we are living in this way, we are living in a kind of falsity, or if you don't like using the word falsity, you can call it reality, but it's a virtual reality, not the reality as such.
There is nothing known as non-existence, because existence is everywhere. So there cannot be anything which is called non-existence. Is my understanding correct?
You are right. Naturally, non-existence, can there be anything called can non-existence exist? Contradictory. Non-existence exists, contradictory. So what exists is real, and what is real exists. However, our only problem is, it's like seeing the ornaments without knowing gold. It's like seeing the pottery without knowing the clay, the reality within. It's like seeing the waves without knowing what is water. It's like experiencing this world. We're seeing men and women and rich and poor and success and failure. We're seeing life and birth and death. This is what we are seeing. This in itself is not real. There is an underlying reality. Once you see that, then all this will be divinized. Without seeing that, without realizing that, it will be. See, it's one reality. Vivekananda put it this way. Either you see it as a physical reality, step one. If you go deeper, Vivekananda himself says, it will all appear as mind to you. It's a mental reality, he said. And if you go even deeper, it's all spirit, or what we will call Brahman or consciousness. Then why not take one? Just stay in the physical reality? No, because everything is not complete here. In the physical reality, you have only a superficial understanding of reality. You cannot, for example, explain mind. Mind cannot be explained in this physical reality. If you expand further, include mind, then the whole of this reality appears to be mental, according to Vivekananda. But there also you cannot explain Atman, self, consciousness. If you expand further, you realize you realize what consciousness is or self is, but then you see everything as consciousness. There is what is called Mahakasha, Chittakasha, Chidakasha. Mahakasha, this one, physical space. Chittakasha, space of mind. Chidakasha, space of consciousness. Space word just for understanding. But where is the space of mind? Here itself. Where is the space of consciousness? Here itself. These are deeper and deeper levels of understanding. Yeah.
Pranam.
Namaste.
Namaste. I'm very grateful to be in satsang with you again.
Can you speak a little closer?
My
Yes.
name is Mari. So I have two questions.
Yes.
Really quickly. The first one is, so in absolute sense, nothing can touch Atman, and that's it. Like, we're already there.
Yes.
But with this technology that's developing, like the Neuralink, and people say that it's going to be happening in like 15, 20 years. It's very like in our near future. Like, will that technology, like you input something in your brain and it's going to like forever change the landscape of our brain and the mechanism, right? So with that technology, like we're already in this deep darkness and we're so far away from this realization, and we're like really suffering, because we can't realize that we're Atman. But with this technology, do you think it's gonna like, I know Atman can't be hijacked. We're already that, but with this technology, like, will it interfere more for us like realizing the truth, or will it enhance with this?
Yes. That's both questions are in there, or
Another one
okay.
is separate, but
We'll
something
just
about
deal with this.
consciousness,
Mari, you're right. I think the last time I saw you was in Delhi. Before that,
in Mumbai.
in Mumbai, yes, in Mumbai, and then earlier New York. Yes, he's quite the globetrotter. So. The impact of this new technology is already felt. We are already inhabiting a virtual reality. So, for example, we are here, but some of you are not only here, but on the phone. Once Swami said, "You are here, but you do not hear." You're physically here. So, that phone is physically present, but it's connected to a virtual world. And there are many people who are virtually present through the internet. So this is a new kind of technology which was not there earlier. Can it help and can it distract? Can it both? Yes. It can help, because after all, some people say that we have seen you only on YouTube earlier, and now we are seeing you in person. So we came in contact with Vedanta, with Sri Ramakrishna, with spirituality, on YouTube, on the virtual world, on social media. It helps. It's a kind of neutral. I hesitate to say neutral because it's potentially poisonous also. So that's one side. It will help. Like any technology, anything which is powerful helps. But on the other side, it is tremendously distracting. The subtler a thing is, the more distracting it is. So physical things can distract you, but that which is mental can distract you much more. And this goes directly, it's connected to our thought. It's constantly bombarding us with images and sounds and ideas, and we are constantly connected with people. So this definitely is a huge distraction as far as spiritual life is concerned. Not only spiritual life, one thing I've noticed, it's a big topic, many books are being written about it now. One thing I've noticed, say a serious scholar, painters, writers, creative work which demands a lot of attention for a sustained period of time. I've noticed in many cases they cut themselves off from social media. They hardly use mobile. They find it too distracting and too destructive of their creativity. There is a book, Deep Work, by Cal Newport. He says, in Deep Work, he says, in this world, it's a world of distraction and a world of great value creation also. If you can focus and deliver what he calls deep work, and that focus means you have to cut yourself away from this new technology for a while, then this very technology will multiply the value of your work. Example he gives is, when we were kids, pre-internet generation, music, he gives the example. We had to go and buy some music from some cassette tapes and from the local shop. Whatever was available, we had to buy that. We had to make a choice in that range. But now look at the music, the popular music in the world. All songs and albums are available equally for everybody. So you go to YouTube or some other streaming site or something, it's all equally available. Now see what the effect is. He said, now each one of us will select the best one available. So a few people only, a few singers only will get 99% of the views. And the rest will get much less. You see, some song go on YouTube, it has got 1 billion views. And someone has got 1,000 views. Now, is it possible that one song can be 1,000,000 times better than another song? It's impossible. So what Cal Newport says is, your work needs to be only slightly better than others. And this new technology will magnify it 1,000-fold. So that's the power of the new technology. But it's also tremendously distracting. I'll tell you one thing and stop here. Distracting, how in connection to Vedanta. We often quote from the Kathopanishad, Paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. One of the great obstacles to enlightenment. I've just now said, the obstacle is ignorance. We don't know it, therefore we don't see it. But that's not the only obstacle. We'll discuss more about this in the afternoon. It's not the only obstacle. There is another layer of obstacle for this, that is restlessness. Restlessness, distraction. In Sanskrit it is called chitta vikshepa, distracted mind. Ignorance, avidya, jnana, that is later. That's a much more deeper problem. But more on the surface is this distraction. We are not even looking. Finding is later. We are not even looking. So we do not look for the inner self. Why? We are distracted by the outer self. Why? Our senses have been made by the Lord in such a way that it flows outwards. We see forms, we hear sounds, we taste, taste flavors, we smell fragrance, we want to touch nice things. So our 5 senses are continuously flowing outwards. Nantaratman, we don't see, we are not turned inwards, we are looking outwards. Anyway, I said this in one forum. The person who was another speaker, she was an Indian Foreign Service officer, ambassador to Spain. So she stood up and said, Swamiji has just said, we are all looking at the world, not looking inwards. If that was so, that also would be good. But today we are not even looking at the world, we are looking at anywhere you go. Earlier people on trains used to communicate with each other in a train journey. No more. All are on. Airport you go, anywhere you see large number of people sitting. Not here. Though some are there, but a few are. You have to So that is not only looking at the world, looking at mobile phone now. So that's a layer of virtual distraction. Virtual reality is a layer of distraction. Anyway, there's no other way out from it. It's unstoppable. One just has to take care of oneself and protect one's spiritual life, inner life from this, and use the technology. The philosopher David Chalmers has coined the term reality plus. He's written a book, Reality Plus. So this is a reality, physical reality. Then on top of that, we have a layer of virtual reality, all this technology which you have got. Take it all together and call it reality plus. Okay, thank you so much.
मेरा नाम प्रकाश माने है
जी
आध्यात्मिक में अभी खाने का समय है मैं 2 मिनट और लेता हूँ तो आध्यात्मिक में खाने का क्या खाना क्या नहीं इसमें क्या परिणाम हो सकते हैं
Well, first of all, let's eat now. Then we will see. We'll take this up. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj. We will now break for lunch and we will regather here at this Shivananda Hall for viewing a documentary at 2:30 p.m. See you again here. No, okay, so there is a slight change in the way we will sit. The last, so there are 8 rows if you can see here. So out of the 8, we will reserve the 4 for males and 4 for female. So the ones on the right hand side